Well, Coach, the seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the Detroit Lions. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 10 Lobo.
Hey, they scared. They scared.
Well, a first carry here for Robinson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Check 53. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home. Check 53's mine. Check 53's mine. Hey, here we go.
On 2nd down, it's Stick. It's complete to Robinson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
53 is the mic. Watch the slip.
On 3rd down, it's Stick. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Ready, set.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hey, exit.
Come on, boy. You better be ready.
Hey.
53's the mic. 53. Check 53.
And let's get it.
Here's Stick on 1st and 10. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on his first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
Hey, box drop.
Mike, 53. 53. Mike.
80 weapon. Hey, wahoo.
On 2nd and 10, it's Stick. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The rookie first-rounder, Jonathan Abram, there to knock it away.
Brandon, what we just saw there is something we hear from coaches throughout the league. How are you going to defend what they call the moment of truth ball, meaning a 50-50? The ball's in the air, defenders there, receivers there. Who's going to make a play on the football? And in this case, the defensive guys actually got it done and knocked it away.
Let's go.
Hey, orbit.
Mike, number 50.
Stick looks to throw it again. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Here I come again. Hey, switch gears.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to a 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43 and to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Set, ready, 50, plant.
53. Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step.
First and 10, Stick. Looking left sideline, it's complete. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
We go.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, Charlie.
Mike, 53. 53. Mike. Right here.
Five.
Stick looking to throw on first and 10. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes.
Ready.
23 yards, the final tally.
Recon, 132 fighter. Shoot.
Stick from the gun. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A 7-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start first and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
Good as a sack?
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down. They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for first and 10.
Hey!
Here we go. Mike, 53. 53.
Ready?
A shotgun throw for Stick. And a big loss loss here as he's taken down. And when you go 5 wide like they just did there, you can't really max protect, can you?
No, you cannot. What you're hoping is that by going 5 wide, you're forcing the defense into coverage. And if you do that, you get a chance to find some people downfield. But if they audible themselves and go into a blitz, then it's got to happen right now.
Or
very
lights
quickly,
out.
Or exactly right. Turn them out. That play's over.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Jonathan Abram picks it. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Cut. 58 to Mike, 58 to Mike. Let's go, let's hit it up. Let's go. 2, fellas, let's go. 58 to Mike. 58 to Squeeze, get in there. Set the tone, defense, let's go. He's checking. Go.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Alpha. Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me. Go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll let it go into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
53, Mike 53. Let's go, D.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Dalvin away and bring up 2nd down.
And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. 23 yards on the play.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
At the Raiders' 13-yard line.
So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Quick hitter here. It's complete. They'll give him a dozen on the pitch and catch, but now they're up against a 3rd and goal. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now stick. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors they have to look at to try and help out, but you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
58, boys, 58, 58, Mike. Strip the ball. Strip that ball. And 58 is the Mike. Go 58 is the Mike.
They'll set up to throw. Looking deep downfield. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
This quarterback now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Here's Stick looking to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jannard Avery has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget.
Mike, 53. 53, Mike.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Stick. And the pressure gets to him again. Jannard Avery in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Here's Stick, 3rd and long. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. And Robinson with a big catch. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
I got you, boy. Check safety, check safety.
Stick looks to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Mike. I'll
To throw again on second down. Stick. His throw caught at about the 5. Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there and picking up the first down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness, and he's chipping away at their confidence.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Let's go, let's go. Here we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Stick to throw once more. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Seibert on for the PAT. And it is now 21-0. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Bravo! 58, boy, 58, 58, Mike. And we got to get to the ball.
2nd and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
He finds Beckham complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Silver, 58.
He'll look to throw. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off down near the 5. Oh, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Big stop.
Hey, Alpha.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Stick. He's got Smith here. And all the way down to the 42. A big play there for Detroit. 52 yards. So a slight improvement in field position, you might say, from inside their own 10 to this as they come up on 1st down. Stick back to pass. And this one complete to Smith. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away.
Let's go. Do it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah.
And my goodness, another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
A well-executed 22-yard gain. Here's Stick on 1st and 10. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A 15-yard touchdown grab as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
The Raiders take over.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
He finds his target, Beckham. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And the hook up here with Jalen Strong complete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
First down, Raiders.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Bullet high. Kill, can.
They'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Buzz. 58's the money. 58. off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. 58, right over there.
2nd and 15. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll throw now on the final play. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. As they are now on the board here in the first half. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And he converts, and it cuts the lead to 35-7.
Makes the score Lions 35, Raiders 7.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Stop your whining. And 58 is a Mike. Go 58.
2nd and 5. Completes it to Benjamin. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
What's tight? What's tight? Tight is right. 3 down, 3 smoke. Hey, check. 3 down, 3 down. 58's the mic. 58's the mic. Come on.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And now here is another interception. Picked off near the 44. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
It was Isaiah Johnson there to make the stop.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
18 Gator.
Let's go, D.
Step.
2nd and 5 now. Stick. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they have a plan.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked Picked off at the 14. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter defensively. They did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and say, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
58, boys, 58. 58 is Mike. On the ball. Yeah. And 58 is a Mike. Going 58 is the Mike. Focus, defense, focus. 58 is Mike, 58. 58 is Mike. Let's go, defense.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Shaquill Griffin with a pick. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
The Raiders take over first
We got
and 10
this.
at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
SOS, SOS, SOS. SOS, SOS, SOS.
Charlie, check this. You're out. Let's go.
2nd and 1. Buying time to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. He's looking for another 4-sack game. That's how many he had last week. That's his third.
And when I watch him rush the passer, the thing that always comes to mind for me is how well he uses his hands. The martial arts stuff that a lot of guys do in the offseason to work on those, paying dividends for him. He's getting home in a big way.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Come on, set, 8, read.
59, Mike to 59. Let's go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
We own it. We own it. Get it.
Now they'll pitch it out here. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Could not block that one any better. Everyone was accounted for, and a great surge by the offensive line.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and that will extend this big lead.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do.
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 28, and they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. He was pretty good a year ago in college, getting outside of the pocket and making plays, but it's a different story here in the NFL.
Well, in college, when he broke out of the pocket, his receivers often knew what to do in a scramble drill, and defenders weren't quite as adept at that. In the NFL, they work on that as well. They realize once he's out of the pocket, you can knock a receiver down. You can take him out of the play that way. You can make sure you huddle him up and make sure that you have him covered downfield. They do a much better job of it. He's got to learn that the speed has changed on this level.
James Bradbury there to make the tackle.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. From the 35 on second down. Stick throwing deep for Galladay. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. It's a big play there for the Lions. And even 60 yards.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. A great effort there. His third touchdown of the game and fourth on the year. And thanks to the interception, the Lions offense cashes in with 6.
56.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Back to throw now on second and 10. Forced out to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Ready, go.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 40. Third and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him. And what I mean by that is what you said. Third and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation. And they took advantage of the young man right there.
He's got a first down and more inside the 30. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
First play of the drive. Excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Check, 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 check. Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
Mike 5'9". Cut.
Shoot.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Back now at Ford Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Second and goal from the 6 this time.
We got it.
And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Got it.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach...
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Lions have recovered.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
Ronnie, 15 line. Snap. You ain't going nowhere.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now they'll pitch it out here. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A great play there. 28 yards. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And now here is another interception. He's picked off at his own 46. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Down. 50. Plant.
Cross the slant.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Let's go. 60 outlaw.
59. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
Get it.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down.
It's now third down and goal.
The Lions on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's a 40-yard punt, but they lose yardage on the return. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what
You
happens.
ain't doing nothing today. Shift, shift. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He sets to fire. He's got a man. Complete. The 20, 10, 5. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A big play that time for the Raiders. 87 yards. Well, that didn't take long. 1 play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw here. And it's caught. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Obviously, the scoreboard right now is not the friend of this rookie quarterback, but, hey, a touch. Oh, and it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards. So still lots of work left. And the Lions are able to cover. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Here's Stick, 3rd and long. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Guys, out time. Let's get off the field.
Rock it.
Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3.
Shoot.
On 4th down, here's Stick. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off down near the 5. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
58's the Mike. 58's the Mike. Let's go.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Steps away to his left. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point by Carlson, up and good, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the 4th.
No, not at all, and they're trying to get something going after one there, but you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
Set. 70. Indy.
Mike to 59. I'm going to come back.
61. Matchbox light. Hit it.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now they'll pitch it out here. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
8-3. Let's push them.
And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining.
On the set.
Check 59. 59. Let him know. Let him know. Let him know. Let him know.
Hey, Charlie. Bam. To go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Looking for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Lions, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem